Good evening and welcome back to the channel. So today I've travelled down from Manchester to the Midlands and I've come down to a friend's hide, and I would say I'd like to call it a special hide. Now I say a friend because I've known this gentleman for quite a while on social media, on various different platforms. I follow his YouTube channels. We've commented on photographs. We've commented in private on a few matters that I've had with myself. You know, he's been somebody that I've been able to talk to, and we've both had the same sort of experiences. Both being YouTube creators, both doing wildlife. Both have had the stick from people that have been unnecessary, and since then I'd say yes, he has been a friend. But today I've officially met the lovely Mike Phelps. Now if anyone doesn't know Mike Phelps, you go and follow Mike Phelps Photography on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and any platform that Mike obviously uses as well. You will get to know who this gentleman actually is. And to be honest, if you don't know him already, where have you been living? Literally, you've been under a rock. This guy, you know, they do the Wildest photo podcast. He works with a couple of people as well with Apex Adventures, like Adam Dukes and Adam Green. They're an absolute amazing group of guys that I've loved and enjoyed following. But today, I've just met Mike personally for the very first time, and you know something, you'd think that we've known each other for years. We really have. Anyway, let's get on with this video and the reason that I'm actually here tonight. So I've come down to Mike's hide, and if you're not already aware of it, it's actually called Hide and Squeak. Now, Mike's hide is hidden into where these trees are, and honestly, you wouldn't even know that it was there. So what we're going to do is make our way down to the hide, and let's show you around and explain a little bit more about what we're here to catch tonight. So, welcome to the world of Hide and Squeak. So when you first approach and you come through all the bracken and all the overhanging trees, it's like you're just coming into an absolutely, completely different world from what is actually on the other side. And I'm not going to tell you what's on the other side because obviously we want to keep this location to be an as and when you visited, you know where it is sort of place. So on your first approach as you come in, you will see you've got yourself a nice lovely reflection pool here just behind me, and you've got various of different props or stumps that are out in the distance. You've got a natural walkway signage. I'll bring you further over in a minute, where you've got some natural logs which are all nice and twisted looking. And then as you come over to the my right hand side a little bit, we've got a nice couple of stumps that are up there, which Mike has told me that the Tawny owl likes to come down onto. So I'm looking forward to that. And then over a little bit further here again, you might just see in the picture, I think I can there, we've got a couple of nice, lovely, twisted logs and branches that here where you can get any of your woodland birds landing on there. And Mike has actually informed me that they've had buzzards, sparrowhawks, anything really that can come in at any time. Now I was going to come down earlier this morning and do a complete day and night session here, but a couple of things stopped us from doing that. There was some work being done very close by that, to be honest, Mike kept in touch with me and said leave it a little bit later till they finish and it's all gone nice and quiet again. You know, because nothing will come out. And so yeah, I didn't actually come and do the daytime, but I mean we've still got plenty of time going on here. I mean, like I say, it's 4:30. We've got the nice breaking sun just over the back here, and still plenty of light that we can still play with if anything actually does come down. So let's have a quick look around and I'll be able to show you a little bit more of the area. So as you can see here, we have an absolutely fantastic reflection pool that's been made. And as you can see out here, you've got the nice twisting logs. And Mike has got continuous lights here. So we've got some continuous lights on this side, and we've got some here as well. And he's got one about midway as well, which I think, yeah, it's here on the left-hand side, just behind this lovely bracken here. So as you can see, it's nicely laid out, the fact that, you know, you can see all the bracken, all the natural weeds, just basically finishing this reflection pool off fantastically. It's nice wooden edge on it. And if we go over here, just a little bit, I'll show you here first. This is our nice twisted branches that I was telling you all about. I think they make some fantastic features, and it's a shame that I couldn't have got down a little bit earlier today with the light on them, and maybe got some birds of prey going down. As you can see, Mike's put all the various different food out there for your wildlife and your woodland birds. So coming down here, as you can see, this is where Mike has mentioned to me that we can get the tawny owl who sits up here. And again, you've got lights that are up here, and obviously some little lights that are just up to that side as well. As you can see, the hide's monitored all the time with his trail cams there to monitor everything that's going on. You know, as you can see over here, I'll show you a little bit more of the back of the pond. As you can see, there's some peanuts there. Then that might be a big clue as to what we've actually come for today. Right, let's just head up to the hide. Let me just give you a short round the hide, and then we will talk about more to what I'm actually here to photograph. So as we walk up to the hide now, which is here, as you can see, you've got your 3 portals, and it's well camouflaged into all this edge in here. As you can see, it just disappears. If you weren't to know that it was here, you wouldn't have a clue. As you can see, we've got a setup of 3 portals here. You could comfortably sit 3 if you wanted to, if you all knew each other, but definitely comfortable for, I'd say, up to 2, 3 at a push if you really wanted to. And as you can see, it's got what looks to be a one-way glass. It's very reflective, and there's no chance of obviously anyone out here seeing you moving inside. So that's a really good feature I like in a lot of the hides nowadays. It really does help. Right, let's go and have a quick look inside. Mike has been really kind to me today, because one of the things that is going to happen tonight is we're heading into winter, and the temperature is going to drop below 0 tonight. So let's have a look inside what we've got, and look what Mike's provided us with tonight. We have heating. Perfect. It is so lush and warm in here today. So as you can see from the inside, I'm set up here, and you've got some portals this side, you've got some portals here on the left and the right side. Now Mike has lights, as we've mentioned before, continuous lights, and as you can see out there, it's got an absolutely fantastic view through the glass. So you've got no problems of seeing what is actually going to be going on out there tonight. So the one thing you do with this hide is once it starts to go dark, you have the continuous lights. Now, Mike runs his lights off a battery system. One, he's got his Jackery, and then below he's obviously got his leisure battery as well as a backup if it's required. Now, what happens if you leave lights on permanently? They are going to run out very quick. And if you're here for the night in what I'm going to be, I mean, like I say, it's 4:30, and I'm going to be here till at least gone midnight, and even beyond. It all depends on what arrives and what keeps on interesting me to photograph. So Mike's got set up here, as you can see. I'll turn that around. As I kept mentioning before, it's got various of lights outside, so you can turn on and off depending on what lights that you want to work with. And Mike explains all this, what all these lights do and which one lights up where, etc. Right, first thing I need to do is get myself set up. I've got the camera out already prepared. I am going to be working on my 400mm tonight at 2.8, and yeah, we'll twiddle around with some settings first and see what we get. Because like I say, it's still light and there's still a possibility of actually seeing some stuff before it goes too dark. Right, bear with me. Let me get set up and I'll come back to you and explain a little bit more of what's going on tonight. Right, let's talk a little bit about why I specifically wanted to come here. So I've been trying to arrange with Mike now for a bit of time to try and get down to his hide to photograph. We did arrange one specific date and then we had a storm come through, and to be honest, even I didn't even leave the house, so I wouldn't expect any wildlife whatsoever to turn out. So we had a mutual agreement that we will cancel the visit and we'll rearrange it, which took a little bit of time just because, again, I work. Mike does his things as well with his workshops, going to mull. He had quite a few different things that were on at the time, and we finally managed to arrange for me to come tonight. Now, one of the things is tonight, and we only realised in the last couple of days, is the clock's changed tonight. Would you believe it? So will it make any difference to the wildlife? Probably not. But I get an extra hour. Well, I get an extra hour in the hide. Well, to be honest, you come and Mike doesn't put a time limit on it. He doesn't say, all right, by 12 o'clock I want you gone, you know, see you later. You can stay as long as you want. It's really good like that, because at the end of the day, even though Mike's got CCTV cameras, trail cameras monitoring the Pacific area, these animals will come and go as they please. They are just, you know, it's nature for you. Right, so you want to know more. If you're not aware of Hide and Squeak and you're not aware of Mike Phelps, then you may not be aware that Mike has badgers that come here to his hide. Now, Mike told me when he set his hide up, he put his trail cameras out and he'd seen a badger, just one particular badger. And then after monitoring for a while with trail cams, he then realised there was a female there that was pregnant, basically, and was ready to have young. So we continued to monitor and monitor and monitor, and then finally the parents brought the young to the hide. Now, even though all these young appeared at the hide, there was something very, very special about these badgers. So as you're aware, badgers are normally black and white. But these young that arrived here were not black and white. They were actually ginger and white. And that's known as a word called erythristic. Erythristic. I think I said that right. And what it is, it's a genetic mutation that happens in the badgers. So it could be two black and white badgers get together when they have young. You know, they have this genetic mutation that happens, which then the black, what would normally be black pigment, actually stays like a reddish brown. So you get this ginger look. Now, it's not like a massive ginger look as in like, you know, really bright, reddy, you know, stands out mile sort of ginger look. You do notice it slightly when you do look at one, but you would see it a lot more if you had a black and white one and one of these ginger badgers together, which then will just make them pop more and obviously stand out as well. So this is why I am excited to come here tonight, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we get to see these ginger badgers, because I have never seen one ever in my life. I've seen loads and loads of black and white badgers. I've monitored black and white badgers. If you follow me on my social media, you may have seen that I've got my trial camera in locations at a friend's land, and we've been monitoring badgers back into there. But to come here and hopefully get to see ginger badgers, that is going to be fantastic, and one to definitely add to the portfolio and to tick off the list. The only thing now is, it's the waiting game. So speaking with Mike, he was saying that the Tawny owl could come down anytime from 7 o'clock. Badgers have been seen around the 8, 9 o'clock. But again, it is nature. Every day the weather is different, and every day the way they react is not always to the clock. So let's see what we get. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. So I thought while we're waiting, it's just starting to get towards sunset now. Everywhere's going quite dark out there for photographing. I've just been watching the blue tits and the grey tits. They've been feeding here before they decide to disappear into the bushes for the night. And been hearing quite a lot of activity, woodland birds in here, but not anything to photograph at the moment. But to be honest, sometimes it is just nice just to sit here and watch. Right, okay, so tonight I am going to be working with my Canon R5, and I've got my 400 lens on as always, because it seems to stay on my camera 99.9% of the time when I'm out photographing. So some of the basic settings, a bit of advice from Mike, because he uses this all the time. Advisory has been from f2.8, so if you do come here, bring the lowest f-stop that you can get, to obviously try and drag as much lighting as possible so that you can try and keep that ISO down a little bit while you're out photographing when it goes dark. So we're going to be working from anything from f2.8 up to f4. May creep a little bit further depending on how many badgers turn out and how much depth of field that I'd like to get with that. Going to be working around the ISOs of approximately 1600 as an advisory start, which is quite low, to be honest. That's not bad, because as I explained at the beginning of the video, there is continuous lights, and it's not just one. You know, there's 3 around the reflection pool, and there's a couple there, obviously, for the Tawny owl if it decides to appear and come down as well. So it's a good starting point. You've got your base to work with, and then you can just creep up and down depending on what you really want to make from your images. Now, even though I've got my 400 on, I've also brought along my 70-200. Again, this is 2.8, so I can get down really low with the f-stops. And I could pop that onto another gimbal head if I really wanted to in one of the other windows here, that I can just unclip my camera off, scoot over to the other window, clip it onto my 700, my 70-200, and I can photograph a wider depth of picture. You know, if I get several badgers turn out in one go, I think with the 400 it's going to be very, very tight. But if I put the 70-200 on another bracket, set up ready, I've got the opportunity to unclip and just clip onto another lens set up to have that little bit more of give to work with. And to be honest, because again that it's an f2.8, I'll be pretty much working with the same settings, so it won't matter about me clipping it from one lens to the other lens, because you'll be under exactly the same settings. There'll be no problem whatsoever there, that I'm not jumping from an f2.8 to an f4, then I'm having to faff around getting everything, you know, perfect what I want in camera. I can work quite well with that. So yeah, that's pretty much what I'm going to be working with tonight. Just the 2 lenses. Might even be just the one. It all depends on what turns out with you. Now, one of the things that Mike did mention to me, and he said sometimes it's nice just to slow your shutter speed right down, because maybe not with the badgers, because they'll be moving around quite a lot. If the Tawny owl turns out and he sits on a perch that's out here to my left-hand side as I look through the window, Mike said to sort of like dial yourself down a little bit, turn off one of the big lights, because it has a little spotlight that comes up, so you know when it arrives, because a little spotlight will light up. Tawny owl's not bothered about that. But to sort of slow your shutter speed down a little bit, try and capture some natural background to obviously the Tawny owl, rather than it being well lit up with continuous lighting. So it's all about just, you know, trial and error, playing around with your settings. I mean, first of all, obviously you want to get the shots that you want to get first. And, you know, tawny owl's going to be probably in and out a few times over the night. He said it's a regular that comes in. You just play. Once you've got your shots that you want, start playing, start being a bit more creative. And, yeah, you might end up with something different than what everybody else will be taking as well. Okay, so one of the things that we want to test before anything starts to turn out, it's just starting, the sun is setting and we're just starting to go dark now. So you might have heard me explain earlier that there was a set of plugs which were on the hide's wall here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this camera around and I'm going to show you the different kind of lights and what you will see with them basically. So bear me a second, let's get you turned round. So let's turn you around and let's zoom you out here onto the outside. So as you can see, you've got your hide, your reflection pool, should I say, that you can see out here in front, and obviously you've got your perch for the tawny owl here just on the left. So on the first switch, here's one of the lights, which is, looks like it's the left, no, it's the right hand side of the reflection pool, which you could use that if you hear something rustling around, you could turn that on to see what has appeared. Because speaking with Mike, the badger set is actually not too far away, and they tend to come in mainly from this right hand side or directly in front where you see the log. So a majority, look when you walk down there, you can see some of the trails where they've been coming in and out quite a few times. They're quite prominent. Right, okay, so we've got this light on first, which is great for spotting. And then we go with the second switch. As you can see, another light is now lit up on your left hand side. And it looks like it's the one possibly furthest away from the actual edge of the reflection pool there. So the nearest to us is the hide. Right, let's check the other one. So yeah, there's another one just come on there, which is a little bit closer down, which has just now lit up the log and obviously the bit of bracken at the back of it as well. So you know there's peanuts along that log, and you will you definitely get badgers going up there because they'll sniff it out. They've got really good sense of smell, and they've got really good hearing as well. So once they turn out, you really need to stay quiet on that. Right, let's just turn them three off, and let's go with the other two switches. So next one along, as you can see, it's just lit up where the tawny owl is known for coming in. Now there is a little bit of bait, which was for the buzzard, that's on there at the moment. It is out of view, it's just slightly down the back. But it's possible that the tawny may come in and they may eat that. But speaking with Mike, sometimes it just comes in, the tawny owl, and he'll sit there and just basically watch the world go by. Right, and then as you can see here, there's also another light to the far left. And I can't decide, let me turn one more off. You may get some backlit shots looking at the location where that light actually is, because this one I'm just switching on now lights up the bottom half. But when I switch it out, the one further up looks like it could backlit it or side light it. Which again, when we was talking earlier about creative lighting, this is the sort of stuff that you could actually, where are you? Oh, there we go. Right, so again, this is something that you can have a mess around with. Once it comes down and you get a few shots, you can turn them off, on and off. And again, the tawny owls are not that bothered whatsoever. I mean, I've been to a friend's hide many times, and he has continuous lights on his perch for his tawny owls when they come in. And they're not bothered whatsoever. I mean, I've got my trial camera still up there, and I'm currently monitoring his tawny owl activity. So, you know, so when you get clients coming, he's got a rough idea when it's been coming on a regular basis. And again, the continuous lights are on for when clients are there, and it's not bothered whatsoever. It just turns up, has its food, and happy and gone. And then it comes back again later in the night. So again, it's the same here with Mike. Nothing, it doesn't faze him, and it's the same with the badgers. It doesn't bother him whatsoever. So So yeah, so we've tested the lights. That's a good start. So let's turn the Tawny one off because we don't need them on right now. We're literally just going to be listening out and seeing what arrives, and then we'll turn on the lights as we go along. So it's about 10 to 8 and I've already had one badger arrived. This one was just a standard black and white badger who came down, had a quick little bit to eat, and then run back off into the bushes. But I managed to get a couple of shots of it with a little bit of a reflection going on the water. So that's a good sign. At least one's come out up to now. And it's really quite still early. Like I say, it's only 10 to 8. So there's definitely plenty of time for others to arrive. I mean, they may have not even come out of the set yet. And at the moment, while I'm waiting for the badgers to come back, we've got a rolling rat who keeps coming along, getting a peanut or whatever it's deciding to eat, and they're running off. And then sometimes swimming across the reflection pool as well. So at least that's keeping us entertained while we actually wait for some more badgers to turn up. So I've had another badger that's turned out, and it's not been bothered whatsoever about me having the white lights on, so I thought it'd be better for recording. I think we've just had one of the ginger badgers out. Can't 100% tell at the moment. It does seem a lot lighter in colour than the first one that arrived. Now, I've got a little bit of footage, but a rat, a rat came from the left hand side and actually made it jump, and it's now just run off back into the bushes. Because one of the things with badgers is they've got very, very good hearing, but also very poor sighting as well. So the slightest thing and they're off. So I know they're still there. Every now and again you see the bushes just moving, so they're not too far away, hence why I'm not shouting. But I can tell you something. The rats are falling out of each other because I can hear them squealing. And every now and again I get a rustle down the side of the hide. So I know they're definitely around. Right. Let's see if they turn out again. So I'm just going to go quiet and turn the lights out again. Just to see. But they're in absolutely amazing condition. Absolutely are. The fur looks fantastic. ginger badgers here now on the reflection pool. And you know something, it's just not bothered whatsoever. I've just dropped my phone on the side, made a bit of a right racket. Didn't bother whatsoever, didn't want to move. Now the one before was very skittish. The one that's come now is more interested in the food. But it's got a bit of a marking down its nose. I don't know if it's that a scarring from something, or it's been looking through foliage, or got mud stuck there. But it's just happily munching away at the moment on the peanuts. But they are absolutely beautiful. Like I say at the beginning, I wasn't too sure whether it was a ginger one or a standard black and white one. But now this one's hung around for quite a while, you can definitely see the difference in the pigmentation of the markings. You know something, sometimes it's just so nice to sit here and just watch. I've taken a couple of shots, I've got a little bit of footage of this one that's turned out, but it's just so nice just to stop, slow down and just enjoy what you're actually seeing. It's that chilled out, it's just sat down eating. That's lazy eating, that is. But they're not stupid. So yeah, if you come out to Hide and Squeak, you won't be disappointed. I'm quite surprised how early they've come out. I mean, it's only 5 to 9 now. Got a long way to go yet, but I'm hoping that we get more than just one at a time coming to the reflection pool. I'm hoping that we might get a couple, which would be really nice to get some images of more than just one. But for now, I'm just going to sit back and just watch this beautiful badger, just relaxed and chilling. Two of the badgers out now. We've got one pure black and white one, and we've got one ginger one. And from the footage, you'll definitely be able to tell the differences of how the pigmentation on the other is different to the standard black and white. It actually stands out more now. There's two together than there was one on their own. both just sat here side by side, munching away at the peanuts. We've now got 3. 1 black and white, 2 ginger. I might have to at some point change over to the 70-200 lens. This is just fantastic. Oh, one's going for some water. Oh. I've got one drinking water and the reflection is absolutely amazing. Thought there was going to be a scrap for the peanuts then. Oh, one's run off. I don't know if you can hear it in the background of this video, but there's actually a lot of fireworks going off at the moment. So every now and again, they do get a little bit jumpy. So there's the third one that came in. It's like he was shooed off. So it's gone out of frame at the moment. These two are just continuing to munch away. So I've just been out and re-topped up the food again. This is the third amount that second amount since Mike put the first initial down. And every time I've gone out, you think that they've not emptied it all, but you know something, within a couple of minutes, that food is gone. So I had single black and white badger came in, and then I had one of the ginger badgers coming on again on its own. And it stretched up onto the large tree stumps that are there, and it did smell that there was peanuts on the top of there, but it didn't make any attempt to even try and go up for them, and it walked off into the bracken. So I'm hoping that I've relocated some of the peanuts more to the right hand side as you look down the reflection pool. Hoping that they might come to maybe that area for a change. Because last time when I put them out, I put them in like a bit of a dipped area, just behind the log. But they were keeping their heads quite down and the noses into that dip, so you weren't really getting any much full facial sort of images going on. So I thought if I move them across a little bit, you know, I might get them looking more with the full face in the reflection pool there. So again, because obviously we've been out and we've disturbed it a little bit, it's just a case now of just waiting for them to realise it is quiet again, and it's okay for them to come back out. Now, Tawny owl, I did watch it fly over earlier. It came from my right hand side here, the side of the hide, and I saw it fly across towards the trees in the far distance on the left, and that was quite early on in the night. Unfortunately, it didn't actually come back. Not as yet. I mean, there's still time before I actually leave tonight. It may turn out, but there's been a heck of a lot of fireworks going off in the distance tonight. And I don't know whether that was to do with just general people having firework displays, or it was to do with the Diwali festivals that have been taking place over the last week. But they were going on till really quite late on. I mean, we're just coming to 12:15 now, and you know, they've only just tend to settle down and gone a little bit quieter. So you never know. It may have, you know, put them off a little bit of coming out, but it's still got some food up there for it. So hopefully we'll get a showing before I leave, because that'll be quite nice as well, just to finish the night off. But in the meantime, let's wait and see for some more badgers to appear. Talk of the devil. The tawny owl is calling. I can hear it over on my left hand side. So I'm hoping, it's crossed, it makes an appearance. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn the lights off in here. Just sit and wait now. It'll appear up on that perch. It's definitely calling. Definitely calling. Right. Let's wait and see what happens. So I've come away from the hide now. It's officially it's 3 o'clock, but the clock's gone back, so it's 2 a.m, which just throws it all together, doesn't it? So yeah, I've come away from the hide after the last lot of food that I put down. The badger activity went to zero. It gone really, really quiet. I did monitor the tawny owl for a while. That kept coming up into one of the trees, just slightly to the right of the hide. But at no point did it come down onto the perch, unfortunately. You know, unfortunately, that's just odds law. And it's a shame it didn't come down. It would have been nice, obviously, to have had a look at it and capture some images. I think the lighting that Mike's got set up there is quite good. Maybe got a bit of room lighting, maybe on the bird, and obviously then lit from the front as always. I had a fleeting glimpse of a fox that came in from the right hand side from the bracken. I could just make out its little black tips on its ears and its snout, and don't know why it didn't come out, but it did a quick U-turn, went straight back into the bracken, and unfortunately that didn't return at all either. So time ticked on, and as the night's been going on, it's been going extremely cold tonight. So I decided, you know, I've got plenty of images, plenty of footage which I've shown you, and to be honest, I've really, really enjoyed myself seeing these badgers. So it's been fantastic to see them, and to see the characters of them as well. You know, to me, it's like they came across slightly different to your regular black and white badger. So yeah, so it was really nice, and again, it's another one that's ticked off on the list of animals that I've seen. So I was going to get my head down in the car overnight. I've come prepared with some kit and that, but I'm feeling a little bit on the chilly side, to be honest with you. So I think what I want to do is start to head home. Maybe do a stop off at one of the services. Maybe grab a hot drink or something if it's, you know, if they've got any facilities open or one of the garages open, and then obviously head home at a reasonable time. So, what can I say? What an absolute fantastic evening. I want to say thank you to Mike. I think you've got an absolutely fantastic hide down here, mate. You know, it's going to get better and better. I can see it in time, for sure. You know, you just never know what rocks up out of them bracken. You know, it can be absolutely anything. And yeah, I'll be definitely down again. Might try and come down a bit earlier in the day and come and see if I can catch some of these birds of prey that come and visit the hide as well. So if anyone is interested in the hide and squeak and fancies a day and an evening and a night, or whatever combination that you like, then what I'm going to do is I'll pop the information here. It is a Instagram and I think they've got a Facebook page as well, so the links will be there. But you can also contact Mike Phelps directly through his own personal photography links as well, and he will assist you in any way, or obviously answer any questions that you may have as well. You know, like I say, I was going to stay the night here. The area that you park your vehicle is locked off, so that is an option that you can do as well. So you can stay overnight and get your head down, especially if you're travelling from a distance as well to come up. So if you have liked the images and you have liked the footage and you've enjoyed this video, why not show a little bit of appreciation, you know, to help me keep bringing more and more videos to you. And you can use my link below, which is for my Buy Me a Coffee page. You know, again, every coffee that's purchased, it goes towards, like now, I'm going to go and get myself a hot drink, or it can go towards going to certain places that not many people get to, and, you know, get to bring footage to you and images as well. And as always, if you have liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. The more thumbs up and the more views that I get, the more that my video gets thrown out to more like-minded people like yourselves that have watched this video. And obviously it helps my channel massively. And if you haven't subscribed already and it's your first time to watch one of my videos, hit the subscribe button and just click the click whatever it's going to be, the bell as well, because sometimes I can't always get a video up every single week. It all depends on my work and everything. So yeah, what an absolute fantastic evening. So all that's left to say is, from the wonderful badgers at Hide and Squeak, thank you for watching, and I'll see you on my next adventure.